That's exactly what it is turned to be. And one of the things, too, that has been brought up is, again, what is really happening with these presentations. You have staff members coming in and taking their time. Are staff being paid for these presentations?
Right, compensation time.
Are they being compensated for their time? And with that staff time and presentation, again, taken away from the citizens, what is going to happen when there are other issues that the citizens have? They're not going to be able to bring them forth during visitors' presentation because they're told they're limited on time, or to shut up and sit down because they don't want to hear from the citizens. And when staff encourage the citizens to come to the citizens forum, to stress whatever concerns or questions they might have, and they're not able to do it that way either. Where is the transparency? The transparency is gone.
Right. Well, it's interesting that you mentioned this whole idea about, you know, the staff coming to this and giving their presentations. Now, today, besides the city manager, there was just, of course, the fire chief. So it was just only one other staff person. But there have been other citizen forums in just the past month or two where they have had 2 or 3 staff people in attendance at these forums to help give the presentation. Now, of course, these presentations, for the most part, are the same presentations that have been given already at council meetings, that have been given
workshops.
at workshops, at chamber meetings, or whatever, wherever they give their little presentations. So it's not really new information. And it's interesting you mentioned about, well, what is the cost of this? Because here's the thing is that, you know, are they getting comp time so that way now does the fire chief not have to on Monday come in until, well, 11 o'clock now because he was here on Saturday? I don't know. That's a great question.
Does he get, you know, overtime salary even though he is a salaried employee?
Yeah, I don't know. Or here's something else, because a lot of times citizens don't realize how a lot of the billing is being done, or exactly how when they're watching PowerPoint presentations at the council meetings, is that many times these PowerPoint presentations are actually, from what I was told, are created by the IT staff, not maybe necessarily created by somebody within whatever department is presenting this PowerPoint. And so then the IT department bills back their time to that department for the creation of this presentation. Now, one thing I thought was interesting, though, is that you see we've got this whole other aspect of it, is that you've got somebody that was hired about 2 years ago to do quote-unquote marketing and putting together posters and other things like that. I wouldn't be surprised if she's actually the one who's been doing now these PowerPoint presentations, because it's kind of interesting is that there was indeed an email that was shown on part of the slideshow that there was indeed this past week an email to Chief Lucan from Heidi Carey. And I think I noticed it had an attachment to it, and I wouldn't be surprised if that attachment wasn't the very PowerPoint presentation that we saw today, or a revision of it, or something to that effect. And the question then is that, did she bill back her time then to the department, the fire department, or did she bill it to the council budget?
Well, and you bring up a good point, very valid point, because again, when we were looking at the presentation today, part of that presentation, on a side note, was actually a fire that took place. And actually the video that came from that fire, as we watched Chief Lucan retrieve it from his emails today, actually came from the police chief, Dave Tamala. So again, was he billed for the time for the police department to create that video so the fire department can utilize that? Like you say, how is that billing process actually put together?
And it's my opinion that because now this film footage, which we did get a little bit, a snapshot of it, I don't know if we'll be able to show it with regard to this program.